Hey everyone! Today we're going to be looking at pencil.dev, which is an MCP with a visual canvas where you can generate designs. And on their website here you can see Dream on Canvas, Land and Code. Ooh, what do you mean by that? If we have a look at this video, okay, so you can see Claude there going nuts. The design's coming together here. This is actually in the desktop app version. We're going to be opening that and having a look, and also getting this running in VS Code, which is where I prefer that it is, because then you can add context of different MD files in your code base and then tell it to have a look at some CSS style sheets if you want to bring in some variables, which is something I'll be doing in the next episode. But for now, let's just learn about it, right? And before we begin, it's only been out for a few weeks. I think it's like 2 to 3 weeks actually. This has been released from an agency called High Agency, and there's a guy called Tom behind it. It's free for now, but even if they made this like $20 a month, I'd still pay it. And yeah, it's just one of those things that comes along every now and then and makes you realize that this potentially is a paradigm shift in how we design, going from static screens in Figma to actually putting together designs in a very agentic way that translates to code and back really well. Okay, let's go to downloads. You can just download from here. Once that's done, install it. And when you run it for the first time, you're going to get this. Just enter your email, send code, go and grab that from your email, come back and validate. And if all goes well, this is what you should see. Now, I've got Claude Code installed locally, which is why I can now see this and I can drive the actual canvas. If that's not set up, then let's go and have a quick look at the documentation and then figure out how to do that. And here you go, just go to docs.pencil.dev. I'll put a link in the description for that. You can come here and learn how to install Claude Code locally. And they've also got in their docs how you authenticate Claude Code. And fingers crossed, you've got all this working. So let's go back to the app. And at the top right, you can see Claude Code is connected, so we are ready to go. And it opens with a starter file, which is what we're looking at here. It has some activities to do and some components that are local, right? So at the moment, they don't have the concept of libraries, but I'm sure that's going to come along. And starting with the layers panel, we've got some groups, some other elements that are just laid out on the canvas. If we open one of these folders, you can see that there's a component there. But we're going to select this text and then have a look on the right-hand side, because there's some very familiar stuff here, right? We have alignment, position, right? Layout, there's even auto layout. Fill, which supports variables. You can add strokes, typography, there's effects, theme toggles, and even export, right? So a very early stage Sketch and Figma vibes, right? But again, it's an AI-driven canvas. So let's go and have a look at the tools. Got your pointer, of course. You've got rectangle. If you drop this down, there's some other shapes. Import Figma, which actually works pretty well. Text. Frames. You'll be using those a lot. Some notes, like sticky notes you can see here. Hand for dragging. Then some variables. So you can see that these are named like CSS in light and dark mode. Here's the keyboard shortcuts, so get to know them. And then settings. So show pixel grid, snap to pixel grid, similar stuff, right? If we click on MCP, everything's up and running and we can start having a bit of fun. Before we generate something from a prompt, let's run a few of these exercises. The first one's got turn the step 1 frame into dark mode, so this is obviously light mode. Let's run it and see what happens. Okay, so that sends that to the Claude Code window. Now let's just sit back. Okay, and it's done. The second one, vibe designing, which is basically all this is, right? Add 3 more rows to the step 2 frame with some funny rover names. Okay, just going to scroll up here so we can see what happens. And when it's actually doing something to a frame or any element, you can see this purple kind of haze. Yep. As everything comes together, right? So it's adding those extra table rows and filling in the context. Okay, it normally takes a screenshot to validate what it's done and has told us the content that it's added as well. Awesome. Now, if we zoom in a bit, let's go have a look at one of these pills. Okay, this is a component, so it's using components. Fabulous. The text cell around it is a component, and we can come up here and just like you would in a design tool, go and it'll take you to that component. So you can start to figure out how the whole system has been put together and learn your components. Now the last one is something we could run, but I think I'm going to go to their prompt library on their website, grab something from there, start a new file, and then see how it comes together. And here at the prompt gallery, we're just going to come down to this first one. Design a web app for managing rocket launches. Use a technical style. Okay, let's copy the prompt. Go back to Pencil. Come up to the top left and hit a new file. Let's open up Claude and then just paste this in and run it. And you can see that it's thinking about what it's going to include. It's giving us a plan, which Claude loves to do. And if I was designing this manually, I wouldn't have gotten this far, this fast, right? So we've got components starting to turn up in the layers panel that it's just making, right? So it's making a button secondary, a button primary, and it's off. So let's just zoom out a little bit so we can see this all happen. This looks like the same design that we saw in that video, but trust me, I've been playing around with this for like about a week and a half, and it can create pretty much anything you want. So we're going to prove that when we get it running in VS Code. The sidebar is there. You've got the logo. Down here, we've got who's actually logged in. It started to put together the banner, the header, some actions there. Just zoom in a little bit closer. Okay, we've got some cards up the top. There's a bit of data visualization there as well. We're up to recent missions. Even the selection of icons is pretty good. What's it going to finish off with? Upcoming launches. Right, that makes sense. Yep, it's just building that table all by itself. Well, it's still making stuff beyond the bottom of the frame there. So let's just wait it out and see what it does. Great, and it just corrected that, right? So it said that the table was being clipped, so it's actually extended the frame so we can see everything, and also the pagination on the bottom right. It's about to give itself a pat on the back, I think. Yep, there you go. Now, if we close this and start just clicking around, you're using components with text styles and variables there, right? If we go to the main content area, you can see some spacing being used there too in the layout. Come down a little bit, just select one of these. Here you go, green primary. And a bit more to have a look at the table cells. And everything in that table is based on a component that we can go and have a look at here. Right? So it just made the components it was going to use and then started to use them. Okay, this is awesome, right? But I'm going to jump into VS Code, set up the extension, and get everything running there. Before we do, let's just save this. Now, I'm going to save this locally and then open up that folder in VS Code. And in VS Code, you can see I've got that folder open. There's the pin file that we just created. Got Claude Code on the right, ready to go. And let's go to extensions and install Pencil there. And you can just search for Pencil. I've already got it installed, so you'll get to this page. Right, just jump around and then install it. And it's probably going to ask you to restart VS Code. So if it does, do that and then we'll come back. And if everything's working, you're going to see Pencil down here at the bottom left, which says create new pencil file. We're going to do that. Okay. And we're in the same place, but somewhere more useful, right? Because if you have context files or anything else in here, Claude Code will be able to use that information to generate things better. Before we do anything else, let's just say where we are. And okay, let's just come up with an idea off the top of our heads, eh? How about in this pencil file, create a marketplace website where people can sell AI prompts. Let's just give it that and see what it does. Okay, similar stuff to what it does in the app. Claude is just thinking and planning. Okay, it's off. Right. The heading's there. Prompt vault. All right, where AI mastery is bought and sold. Ooh. Okay, there's some funky stuff happening here with the search bar, but everything else looks pretty good. Interesting use of font, giving it that premium kind of marketplace look. All right, it looks like it's making some components as well. Is it? Yeah. Here's a card. Great. Let's go back in. Okay, it made some images and then corrected them. Maybe it thought that some of them didn't look too good. Okay, it's going to build the categories section. Right, writing, image gen, and code and dev. And just skipping ahead, how it works section was done. Turn your expertise into revenue. And then the footer. All right, let's zoom out. Just center this so we can see the whole thing. All right, here we go. You've got your header, hero, trust, stats, bar, featured prompts grid, browse by category, how it works, create a CTA, and footer. Now, I want to go into the hero and fix that search bar. All right, so let's just select it and then tell it the search bar doesn't look that great. Can you fix it? Okay, so some things it's going to get right by itself. Other times you need to help it a little bit. So we can do some manual editing here. Now, does it have hug? There you go, hug width. Okay, now I'm just going to move this from here over to the left. I'm going to select it and then get it to make the mobile version. Create the mobile version of this site at iPhone 16 Pro width. Let's see if it knows about device sizes. Okay, we can see it start to come together over here on the right. Let's just zoom in. Okay, I've got the same problem there with the search bar, but everything else seems to be okay. Right, how is it going to reflow everything that's in the desktop version? Let's see. Cool, just stack them in a grid. Okay, featured prompts are going to be in a single column. I wonder if that's going to make it really tall. Yep, and we can probably tell it to turn that into a carousel if we wanted to. When you're on a Claude Code Pro plan, like I am, there's only a certain amount of tokens you can use within a time period, right? So hopefully we don't run out and then we have to wait till like 2 a.m. until the timeline resets. And if we pull back a bit, we've got the desktop and mobile version, right? It's interesting that it used different images here, but that can be fixed pretty easily. From here, the next step is to design more, right? Get it to generate more screens, or let's just see what it can do when we ask it to create a self-contained HTML file. Let's just save where we are so we don't lose anything. And say convert the desktop and mobile screens into a self-contained HTML CSS file that's responsive. And while that's doing that, you can see that the images that it created are in an image folder. It's going to place the HTML file probably in the root directory here, and then we can just open it in Chrome and take a look. Now this looks like it's just sitting there, right? But Claude likes to think and not show you what it's thinking until you tell it to show you what it's thinking, right? So whenever you see like meandering or any of those type of moment by moment updates, it's actually going through and executing a hell of a lot of thought and putting things together, right? Yeah, and then this happens. Something just goes boom. Yes, allow edits this session. Okay, so it's created the HTML file. Let's go yes, allow open for this project. And there we go. Okay, I'm going to go back and have a look at the code first, right? And I did say self-contained, so the CSS styles are in here as well. It's using variables, which is nice. Even the font family and everything like that are variables too. Okay, if we start to look at the code, okay, header. So that's a semantic tag. So is nav. Then it goes into section by section, which is pretty clean, right? So now I've seen code from no-code tools, and this is cleaner than that. Okay, let's go back to the browser and then test it out. Okay, here's the site. These can be hovered over. The buttons you can interact with. You can type in the search field. Nothing happens, of course, because you haven't set it up. Ooh, interesting. There's different photos, so it'd be great to replace those manually and then have them update. You've got the categories, how it works, and then there you go. Even the footer links work. Wow. All right. Okay, is it responsive? Let's grab the side of the browser and just bring it in. Yeah. That is ridiculous to me. How it put this together, knows that there's a tablet breakpoint. We go down, things start to stack nicely. And then also switches over to mobile. But there you have it, pencil.dev. We installed it, got it to work, ran a few tests, opened it in VS Code, which is my preferred environment for this type of work, generated something just out of like a 1-sentence prompt, and then it spat this out and we converted that to code all in a reasonable amount of time. Like, that was quite fast, actually. Okay, so where do we go from here? In the next episode, I'm going to show you how to import variables from your Figma design system into Pencil so you can start to use them when you generate your designs. That way you can start to put together a process that'll work for you to deliver what you want and also work for your organization to deliver what they need to, right? In a much faster way. So we got that to look forward to. I had fun. Hope you did too. Hope you're looking after yourselves and each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.